Hello there. Hello. Do I look in order? I think I look alright. Yes, I'm alright. I'm looking alright. You're looking alright. I hope you guys are doing alright. Welcome back. Sorry I'm a bit late. 5 minutes late. I just had to process this club. I just had to process this club. Before this stream started, well, before I carry on talking, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. If you're new to the channel, yeah, click the subscribe button. Even if you're not, share this video. Let the people all know that I'm here all season, withstanding Manchester United for you guys. I will be doing match reactions every time, streaming after every match, every Premier League match at least, and some Champions League games, of course. So yeah, I'd very much appreciate it. And obviously, if you haven't checked out my FIFA 21 Career Mode series, that's just been released. The first 2 episodes out now. Wolverhampton Wanderers. It's bloody brilliant. But yeah, where do we even begin? I haven't even seen the Rashford goal yet. The stream was just gone. My head was gone. The stream was gone. The match was won. You know what I mean? So I need to watch that back. I need to watch what kind of goal was it, if someone can tell me. You're here for thank you whoever's watching. I assume you're here for good tactical analysis. You will see it. Yeah, you can hear me. Oh crap, you can see myself. You don't want to be seeing myself. You don't want to be seeing myself again and again and again. You want to be seeing these man. Bruno Fernandes and Wan-Bissaka. 2 of the hardest working players in this team. No matter if they have a average performance or not, they give everything for this club. They give everything, and that's what we expect from every single player. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen. Unfortunately, the tactics is not the best. Unfortunately, the owners are not the best, but I'm not going to talk about their Glazers because they're not worth my energy. Welcome to the stream. If you're new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. I really appreciate it. Even if you're not new, like it. I appreciate it. Leave your comments down below. Who is your man of the match? Because mine was Bruno Fernandes. Because he represents what this club's all. To be fair, Harry Maguire as well. Just because of the whole problems he's been going through. People questioning his mental health. Some people doing it. Some people accusing others of being too much sympathy towards him. I was skeptical of the starting lineup. Maguire, why is he starting? Mentally, is he ready? He's too many mistakes in him. Bayer Lindelof could work well, at least for one game against Newcastle. To be fair, they got good strikers, to be fair. Callum Wilson. Joe Linton, even though he's not done good, he'll be looking to make an impression against a team like Man United. Because it seems to me every time someone plays Man United, their goalkeeper turns into bloody prime Neuer. Not this time. You have to have actually good finishes to actually get past the goalkeeper. And eventually we did. Eventually we got past the goalkeeper. But yeah, delighted for Harry Maguire. I'm going to say... Do you know what? I'm going to say... It's just the attacking. The attacking always injects me with something. So I'm going to go with Bruno Fernandes. But Harry Maguire is a close second because he actually stepped up today. He could have got the best of him. He was exposed like the midfield. The midfield was the main issue now looking back of the starting 11. Why is McTominay and Fred playing? Why is Pogba dropped? Okay, Pogba's dropped. Big decision. But we replace him with Van der Beek, who we signed for that specific purpose. When Pogba's not up to it, when he's not starting, you play Van der Beek for that extra bit of sauce. Fred and McTominay. McTominay is a CDM. That doesn't work, Ole. That doesn't work. McTominay is not a CDM. And if he is, he's not a good one, is he? Let's be honest. That was the main issue. Fred had an indifferent game. I don't think he did much. To be fair, the stream I was watching, don't want to give anything away. Not paying £15 for the game, at least. Don't you worry about that. I did watch most of the game, but from what I saw, the Fred wasn't really doing anything. McTominay was making a few mistakes, but to be fair to McTominay, looking back, keep my head, calm down, Sid. He did improve a bit, McTominay. He made better passes in the second half, but it's like it's not the quality we need for the sauce, for the way Ole wants to play. And most of the time, what Ole's good at, implementing the pitch in terms of attacking formations and how they run the channels, is the counter-attacking. Is that Ole? You can see how Ole's implemented that triangle passing between players, especially as they counter-attack, because sometimes breaking down teams is difficult for us. Bruno helped us to do that when he injected us a bit more when he actually came to the club. Obviously, it slowed down as the days went by and the matches went by. So you can see that, but he needs better players to do that. And Van der Beek, once he came on, not once Pogba came on. I'm not going to rip into Pogba. He just needs a break because his head's not in it. His head's not in it. He's not his usual self. Van de Beek deserves to start ahead of Pogba. Obviously, in the ideal world, I'd start Pogba and Van de Beek together. But once Van de Beek came on in the last 15 minutes of the game, he didn't change everything. He just helped a little bit of extra conviction, extra little bit of football knowledge that we put on. To be fair, we brought Mata on the starting 11 for that purpose. But he's playing on the right wing, Mata, and he doesn't really do much from that right wing. And he has to try and go into the middle a bit more, allowing Wan-Bissaka to go into the right-hand side of the channels, which doesn't always work because Wan-Bissaka still needs improving in the attacking formation. But by the end of the game, Wan-Bissaka finally made use of that attacking width and actually got a top bins finish. Fair play to the lad. Fair play. Really good to see him get a goal. That will help his confidence that he can go and attack and goal and show people that this guy's not just a defending merchant. He can improve and he's looking to improve. That's what we need more players of. And Mata's not going to improve anytime soon. He's done for He's done for the highest level. Van de Beek maybe should have started left winger. Maybe start Rashford up top and then right winger starts. Yeah, that's the problem. We don't have any spare right wingers. That's the problem. If only a certain Sancho would come to the club. If only Sancho would come to the club. Leave a like if you haven't yet. Subscribe if you're new. Let me know. Let me know who's the man of the match. So my one is Bruno Fernandes or Van de Beek. Oh, I can't say Van de Beek because he's a substitute. So yeah, I'm going all over the place in terms of timeline. First 30 seconds was it? How long was it? It was like 2 minutes in. 1 minute in. Shaw deflected in. We get caught out. Midfield not good enough. Defense can't catch up, and it's a unfortunate, to be fair, deflection. It really is. Let's see what it says. Without Paul Pogba and Donny van de Beek, and the pitch was 1-1. After both won the pitch, it finished 4-1. To be honest, I don't think Pogba had much of an impact. Maybe for the Rashford goal he had. I haven't watched the Rashford goal. Sorry, guys. I should really be sorting that out. So maybe had Pogba something to do with that. And to be fair, Pogba might have helped to just take some of the pressure off the other players. But it was really Van de Beek, in my opinion. I don't know who said that, just a random geezer, but fair play. Back to the drawing board for Steve Bruce, completely outclassed. To be fair to Newcastle, they started off well. Well, to be fair, they got the goal, and then after the goal, that was pretty much the only pretty good thing, in my opinion. To be fair, I wouldn't say we completely outclassed them. We were dominating like we should be. It wasn't outclassed. When I say outclassed, when you hear the word outclassed, you think proper, like triangles, proper dominating, but also playing good football. That's what I think it is, showing them who the better team is, and we only did that in the final 5-10 minutes of the game. 5-10 minutes of the game. But the first half we did respond well to the going down, and I expected that. But it's just annoying. I say this a lot of streams, and I don't want to repeat myself a lot about the Glazers and stuff like that. But one thing I should repeat here is that it's just annoying that lost my train of thought. Yeah, what I'm supposed to say is it is just annoying that all the time when we always have to concede sometimes for our players to mentally get into the zone, like, oh crap, we actually need to win this. This should have been a must-game win from the offset, should have been concentrating, and within 1 second we give away the ball. Small stuff like that can make all the difference in the Premier League, small margins. Okay, fine, we lose the ball first 5 seconds, who cares? Well, but then we are lapsy-daisy in the middle in the defence. We get the ball back, then we lose it again. And then they score, and then sure, okay, deflection, but they were still attacking us pretty early on, too quickly, too far in the front foot already. I know they're at home, but there's no fans, and we're the better team. But to be fair, Newcastle, they got some decent attacking players that we had to keep out. And to be fair, after that first goal, we kept them out, and we were actually dominating in terms of possession, more passes. But I still felt like there was another gear we could go into. We eventually got the equaliser with my boy. Was it Maguire? I forgot. Sorry, I completely forgot because I have the final 5-10 minutes. Maguire's header, his slab head finally came through. And I mean that in a good way, not in a derogatory way. I've always seen that Maguire there's a great player in Maguire. There's a reason why people were praising him in the World Cup. And maybe he was a bit overrated in terms of him maybe being the Van Dijk role, and maybe I fell into that hype a lot as well. But I feel like having Maguire, if he was in a Liverpool team or a Man City team, especially maybe a Man City team because they wanted him, don't forget that. Man City, Pep Guardiola wanted Harry Maguire, that he could do wonders. It's just that it's something to do with the coaching issues because he was so good at heading before, and then he just all of a sudden his heading has just gone to like one goal in the corner every 6 months. and we need to see more of those headers going in. But luckily we saw it today, and great again. Bruno can actually cross a ball unlike anybody else in the team, and finally Maguire gets his head on it. But not only that, he gets the finish alongside the river. Bottom right hand corner, finishes it in a 1-1. Really good stuff. Really good response. It was a culmination of a good response from the team. But 1-1's not good enough. Even though I was celebrating like, yes, we are not that bad yet. But yeah, this season's going to be a struggle, and this match exemplified that greatly. Just how much of a bipolar team we are after Sir Alex Ferguson's left. Again, I don't want to talk about the Glazers too much. If I talk about the Glazers, talk to me in the comments and say, Sid, stop mentioning the Glazers, because I've said enough in previous streams. If you want to know what I feel, check out the previous streams. The playlist is called Man United Reactions. You can watch bloody any of them going back to 2017. So yeah, we get 1-1, but then after that we let our guard down a little bit. But we still have the ball, we still have the plays. I think Rashford scores an offside goal, but VAR could have overturned it. So Rashford was starting up top today, which is an interesting choice. We haven't seen that in ages. And it says here Marcus Rashford was one of Man United's best players today and scored 4th deep into stoppage time. Again, finishing wasn't the best. Maybe sometimes that's why it was good to move Rashford long term from striker to left winger. But I think Ole made the right choice in not starting Igalo and going with Rashford. He's given him a chance up there and give him a chance to exert his influence, because he was the main man out of the three. James, Rashford and Mata. Who's the player you're relying for in that front three? It's Marcus Rashford. And he hasn't had the best of form, but he has the ability, and he was running the channels. He was also one of those players working hard as well. If you're here watching, leave a like. I massively appreciate it. Leave your comments down below. Who's your man in the match? You could argue it is Marcus Rashford. He eventually got his goal. Just the finishing wasn't there a bit, but he was making stuff happen. And of course, his part in the counter-attacking is really good. He's always been good at that. Pass and go, pass and run. His pace is, but it's not just his pace, but his smartness to make some step overs sometimes. Not step overs. What's it called? What's it called when you do the little thing? You do this. No, wait, this is dangerous. I can't be doing that. You know, what's it called? It's not a step over, like turnover with the ball, where like he shifts the ball onto, like he flicks the ball the other way. I can't. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm a mess. The way Rashford can switch the ball and pass it quickly to Bruno, and that sets up the goal, the top right finish from Bruno, which was fantastic, by the way. Brilliant stuff. Yeah, so maybe it would have been better if we went into half-time 2-1 up. That would have been great. We had enough time to do that. But it's fine as long as we carried on the momentum in the second half. But in the back of my head, I'm remembering previous matches, and you can hear this in other streams as well I've done. Usually in the second half when we need to kick on, sometimes, if not loads of times, we don't kick on and try and get the result. And we just end up fighting for the result at the last 10 minutes of the game, which we basically sort of did, because I didn't watch much of the second half in terms of concentrating. Again, the stream was a bit iffy, but from what I saw mostly, I did watch loads of it. It wasn't like the last match. We sort of let Newcastle drift back into the game a little. Slowly but surely get back into the game, which is annoying. Which was a bit annoying, but we still had most of the ball. The game was a little bit more comfortable at that point. Matthew says, "My guy, play Among Us on stream." I could play Among Us on stream. If you guys want, it depends who wants to be like recorded as well. But I'm thinking of doing games on Twitch and keeping the Man United and creating more content on YouTube. So suggest me some games you want me to play on Twitch. I've got Spider-Man in the pipeline next month. Among Us is something I love playing. But that's enough Among Us talk. This is a football channel about football things, about depression and Man United. Same thing. But yeah, it just depends, because obviously it's good with mates, that game. So if Matthew and Matthew, you can get some of the lads to agree to be part of it and be recorded. Don't mind me. But to be fair, you don't always need to hear their voices in microphones, because sometimes people just hear your voice in Among Us anyway. So yeah, nobody has to be recorded. But yeah, enough about Among Us. Oh, bloody hell, to be fair, after that second half, I was thinking Man United are the imposter. We're all imposters out here. Bloody hell. Ed Woodward is pulling the wool over our eyes, and the Glazers made this club an imposter. Absolutely. I wasn't even kidding, actually. I think I actually wrote that on Snapchat. I was really going crazy on Snapchat. Absolutely. It just makes my head spin, this club does. It just does. Yeah, it was an incredible final few minutes for a team who looked as if they'd blown their chance of 3 points following Bruno Fernandes' failure from the penalty spot in the 58th minute. That's what I've got highlighted down there. Um, yeah, that's the next thing I was talking about. Bruno Fernandes' failed penalty. And to be fair, just as we let Newcastle back into the game, a penalty again comes again to try and save us and salvage a result. But this time the stroke, I had enough of penalties. I've just had enough. I feel like some of the players, even the Man United players I was watching, I feel like they've got to be like, okay, can we just show that we can just score from open play instead of just getting penalties to score? I bet the Man United players themselves are depressed, as well as Newcastle players that Man United keep on getting penalties, because it's just papering over the cracks. That's what it is. And maybe it was a good thing that Bruno Fernandes didn't score. Maybe it was a good thing, and that we had especially now looking back, that we actually scored great open goals and some great counter-attacks rather than just scoring a penalty and then settling for a 2-1 or 3-1 win. We showed that we can score from open play, which is sad to say as a Man United fan. But it's just, obviously, the memes are always going to be there, Fernandes. But Fernandes showed again that he's not just a penalty merchant, even though he's really good at that. He's also a leader of the club, he cares about the club, and he also has world-class talent in his veins. Deal with it. Okay? He might be playing in a subpar team, but he's world-class, and you cannot deny that. Without Bruno, I don't know what we do. We'd probably start bloody Pereira instead. We just keep Van de Beek on the bench, because that's what we do. But luckily Van de Beek eventually came on. I thought it was too late, 15 minutes left. So sometimes Solskjaer does that, but it paid off. And the result paid off. But it came on after the substitutes came on, so you can't really say Ole's lineup was correct, you know what I mean? So, yeah, Carl Darlow, the Newcastle goalkeeper, was great. He was great. He made a good save. Some people say he was off the line. He was outside the line. But I was like, who cares anymore? Literally, I was probably happy that we missed the penalty, assuming we could get a few more chances that allow us to win the game instead. You know what I mean? Because obviously, a draw today, it doesn't count. A draw is a loss. A loss is a loss. 3 points, or it's just depression again. It's just depression again. I can't speak. Yeah. So Fernandes ends his record in the penalty spot. He probably did it on purpose. But yeah, let's see what the BBC fans thought. Yeah, Rashford had the best game. People saying Mata had a great game. I guess he did. Was he still playing up till the 90th minute? I don't remember. I don't think he must have been then. He must have been. Mata came on 92nd minute and Bruno scored 86 minutes. So to be fair, I think Mata had a part into the triangles he can play, and that's what Mata can bring, even though he hasn't got much pace left in his veins. So yeah, I'm surprised saying Mata's up there, but fair play. Bruno Fernandes, Wan-Bissaka, of course, Van de Beek, even though he played 15 minutes, which says it all. He should be starting more games. Pogba's near the bottom. I feel like Matic. I feel like Fred and McTominay must be a bit worse, but Pogba just didn't. To be fair, Pogba was a substitute as well, but Pogba wasn't involved in many of the counter attacks. Maybe he was involved in the Rashford one, but it was Van de Beek who was starting the moves, making things happen, and he just injected something that we just needed a bit. Fernandes can't carry the team all by himself all the time. Wan-Bissaka gets his goal, a top right finish, bloody. Do you know that Bruno Fernandes goal? That Bruno Fernandes goal was a fantastic counter attack, starting from Van de Beek, I think, in the halfway line, and it just progressed. It reminded me of the best days of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at the start when he got the job and stuff like that. And obviously, it is annoying sometimes to always see counter attacks as our best goals, because I want to still see us breaking teams down, and we only saw that a bit post lockdown and before lockdown. We never see that consistently these days. I wish we do soon. But the counter attacks are fantastic, and that is definitely Ole's influence. I know Jose Mourinho implemented counter attacks as well, but not in the way Ole does, and not in the way he's got some of the players that he wanted, like Van de Beek, like Bruno, like Rashford, who's always starting. There's no surprise that the players that you expect to start and should be starting are all world class, are doing it, and that's why we should be buying more players for an inexperienced manager who's still trying to do stuff with this team. Yeah, that's why you need better players. Fred and McTominay aren't doing those triangles, are they? Bloody hell! Even Maguire's distribution was decent. He was bloody switching the ball out, not from the first half as well. fair play. He was switching the play. He was doing stuff. Even though Wan-Bissaka sometimes couldn't reach the ball, even though he's supposed to have pace. But some of the passes might have been off. But Maguire played really well today. He really stepped up. Lindelof really didn't do much, I think, from what I saw. Yeah, I need to watch the fantastic finish by both Bruno Fernandes and Wan-Bissaka. Top right finishes. But that Bruno Fernandes one was fantastic. But it was good to see Wan-Bissaka get that goal. Good to see Rashford getting 2 assists as well. That assist for Fernandes was great. That was a good team goal. It's always good to see team goals. And I need to watch the Rashford goal again. Can someone tell me the Rashford goal? I'm going to search it right now. Where are we in the league, actually? We are 14th in the league. So we've got those points. So it's still not really good enough, but obviously it's early days anyway, to be fair. And now, because Man City dropped points before, and Chelsea dropped points, we're only 2 points before Chelsea, and we're only 1 point below Man City. So that reaffirms why this was such a huge game, just to catch up with the top 6. And obviously there's going to be other teams that are surprising us this season, like Everton, who could very well win the league, and other teams like obviously Leicester as well. The top 6 aren't really the typical top 6 now, and obviously that's why people were very scared, or still very scared even now, that Man United will fall behind, and we could fall behind, and Solskjaer still could get sacked. But I hope what people saying about Ole always doing it when the pressure's on, hopefully he still does it now. Even though Glazers will probably be happy, because it just means that their cycle of managers sacking ends finally, and that gives them protection to not protest against them. But we should be still protesting against the Glazers. Tell you that, and I assure you, when fans come back to the ground, even without fans, there's people bloody going into houses. I don't condone such things, but sometimes a message needs to be sent that managers aren't being backed, not just Ole, everyone else. But obviously I didn't want to mention Glazers here. I want to talk about the team performance, and the team performance was actually decent. It's probably the best one all season, which says a lot about our season, because our season's been crap so far. Even though it's been 4 games, it's just been really bad. But this was the best performance so far, but still obviously isn't that good, considering the bar we've just let slip over the past couple of weeks, couple of months as the season started. So yeah, it's good to see that we had to bring in the best performance this season, but also it was mostly about the result. And we got the result by the end. And yeah, it just came out in great finishing from Fernandes, and Wan-Bissaka stepping up as well. And Rashford, who stepped up a lot, eventually got his goal that he deserved, and he got 2 assists as well, showing that he stepped up as well, massively as well. Some players showed that they could step up. Maybe even Van de Beek showed that he could step up from the substitutes. And I don't want to blame that on Pogba as well, that he didn't step up, even though he had 20 minutes. But it says a lot. Maybe, to be fair, I think Bruno and Van de Beek and Pogba were playing all at the same time, and sometimes that can cancel each other out, you know what I mean? Sometimes it doesn't make any sense, like, we're just throwing men forward now. But I guess that tactic worked, because we got the goals, but Pogba wasn't really involved in much of it. I feel like Van de Beek needs to start the next game against Pogba. If Pogba has to drop, he has to get dropped. Even though he didn't start Paul Pogba because he had hip and back problems. We got big games coming up. Says Ole, everyone has to perform when they come on. I am delighted for him. What do you mean delighted for Pogba? Well, to be fair, yeah, we've got Champions League coming up, so Cavani's going to come in. Hopefully he can do Can he do revenge? That's the only reason we signed him, just for that one match against PSG, just to annoy PSG again. Yeah, but to be fair, it's good that some players are coming in, but obviously Sancho would have been great. Would have been better. Great character. It does show great character to come back, but at the same time, we should be starting minute 1. Concentration needs to be better, and Newcastle still managed to get back into the game sort of second half, so we need to cut this out. Big teams, we need to be ruthless. We need to be up here, because if we play like some of these games in Champions League, we're done for. But I said that last episode, and hopefully this gives us confidence to play even better in future games. Thank you, whoever's still watching. Let me search Rashford goal on Twitter, and let me just see the goal before I sign off. I am now in my actual home. I'm going to go back to my accommodation tomorrow, so that's why I'm here. That's why I'm in different places. Really good goals. But obviously I can celebrate goals against Newcastle, even though I know that's not where we want to be. We want to be celebrating goals against Newcastle and Tottenham and Man City and Arsenal, all the other big teams as well. We want to be winning the league, but we'll take what we can get for now. And let me see this goal with Rashford. Is that a fantastic long ball from Bruno, was it? It's a Pogba type ball, actually. A typical Pogba type ball. But Pogba does that sometimes, long balls over to Rashford. I remember Rashford scored a couple of goals like that before, but this time it's Bruno doing the long ball, and Rashford gets the finish. To be fair, Newcastle has to play a high line if they want to get back into the game. But yeah, a classic over the top, and Rashford gets the finish that he needed. And he needed that. Gives him confidence. And again, he scores from the left wing. Him and Martial are similar in the sense that they usually do score from the left wing or from the wing. They rarely score from one-on-one situations where it's like dead on, unless it's against like Tranmere Rovers in FA Cup. So yeah, Rashford still needs to work on his finishing one-on-one straight, as well as Martial more, because obviously he's a striker. But we covered for Martial not being here today. And yeah, I think that's where we're going to end it. We got the win. Result matters. Performance was on the ropes at the start, but our performance eventually, looking back, was the best one out of the season so far. Still room for improvement, but counter-attack is great. Just need to break teams down a bit better. Need to get better backup in January. Hopefully Cavani can help us and step up as well. It's all about hoping, because sometimes that's what the board do. The board don't give you assurance that we're gonna compete for a title or win games. They just give us hope that older players and players that aren't quite good enough will do stuff sometimes. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's enough about transfers. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer still has got the job, and he's good at doing tactically counterattacks. He's good at that, and you can't chat crap about that. And his team selection paid off just about, especially Maguire getting that goal. That will do wonders for him and his confidence. Hopefully he can go back to being a great centre-back for us. And he has been a great centre-back for us at times, even if some people will deny it. But obviously we don't want there to be more bad times than good for Harry Maguire. And luckily this might be a bit of a turning point in terms of allowing Maguire to have confidence. But again, a backup centre-back would have made problems a bit less worse for us fans, thinking about, should we start Maguire or not, you know what I mean? But yeah, you send that message to the board and everyone else involved in the club. But yeah, I'm going to end it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're watching this live, you're a top man. If you're watching this after the game, you're even more of a top man. I do these streams after every match for Manchester United in the Premier League. Career Mode episode 1 2 is out right now on this channel if you're into FIFA 21 gameplay. And yeah, I'm starting off with Wolves, and yeah, I'm going to start the Premier League very soon in terms of the games playing on FIFA 21. We're going to try and take Wolves into European glory, or into the European spaces, and the episode will come out this coming week, hopefully Monday and Tuesday, so stay tuned for that. Ring the bell, bottom right hand corner alongside the subscribe button to never miss an upload or stream. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with your mates. Let them know that I'm here all day to talk about Man United, whether it's good or bad. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.